Single sign-on, or SSO, allows users to log in once and gain access to multiple enterprise applications without re-entering their credentials. It works by sharing a trusted authentication token between applications that participate in the same identity system. This removes repeated password prompts and makes transitions smoother, for example, opening SharePoint after signing in to Outlook. Beyond convenience, SSO improves security by reducing password exposure and enabling centralized session management. Administrators can revoke or monitor sessions from one place instead of chasing access across every app. It is a perfect illustration of security and usability moving in the same direction. Federation trusts and identity providers make SSO possible across different organizations and cloud platforms. A federation trust is a formal agreement between identity systems that one can rely on the authentication performed by another. This means that a user from one organization can access resources in another without needing a separate account. Identity providers like Microsoft Entra or third-party services issue the authentication tokens that relying applications validate. The key idea is trust. Each system must verify that the other meets the same security expectations. Federation reduces administrative burden but requires careful design to prevent unintentional access paths or token misuse. Multifactor authentication, or MFA, adds extra layers of verification beyond a password. Each factor comes from a different category: knowledge, such as a password or PIN, possession, such as a phone or hardware token, and inherence, meaning biometric traits like fingerprints or facial recognition. Combining factors from separate categories makes compromise exponentially harder. For instance, even if a password is stolen, an attacker still needs the registered device or biometric. MFA strengthens defense against phishing and credential theft, which remain the most common attack methods today. Its layered design mirrors real-world security, much like needing both a keycard and a code to enter a secure room. Choosing the right MFA methods involves balancing risk, usability, and cost. High-risk actions, such as accessing financial records or administrative consoles, may warrant strong factors like FIDO2 keys. Low-risk actions, like reading public documentation, may only need one factor. The best implementations consider user experience carefully. Forcing too many challenges can cause frustration and lead to unsafe workarounds. Adaptive MFA helps strike that balance, requiring more verification when risk is higher and stepping back when confidence is strong. By mapping factors to context rather than enforcing them uniformly, organizations can achieve both strong protection and smooth workflow. Conditional access policies make this adaptive approach possible by evaluating real-time conditions during sign-in. The system checks signals such as device compliance, user location, or detected sign-in risk before granting access. When risk rises, it can automatically require MFA, block the attempt, or grant limited access. For example, an employee logging in from a new country might be prompted for additional verification. Conditional access integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Entra ID, allowing organizations to create flexible rules without custom code. It operationalizes the zero trust principle: verify explicitly, use least privilege, and assume potential compromise. Passwordless authentication represents the next evolution in user verification. Instead of relying on passwords, users authenticate through secure devices and biometric factors. Technologies such as FIDO2 security keys, Microsoft Authenticator app, and Windows Hello provide strong cryptographic proofs of identity without exposing secrets. For example, when you sign in using Windows Hello, your biometric data never leaves the device. Only a signed challenge is sent to confirm authenticity. Passwordless systems eliminate the weakest link, the password itself, reducing phishing, reuse, and database breaches. This move from knowledge-based to possession-based trust simplifies security for both users and administrators. Enrollment and lifecycle management are critical for these methods to succeed. When a user first registers an MFA or passwordless credential, it must be securely bound to their identity and recorded for recovery. Over time, users may change devices or leave the organization, requiring updates or deprovisioning. Automated lifecycle processes ensure that old credentials are removed, reducing attack surfaces. Recovery flows, such as temporary access passes, help maintain usability when users lose access to their registered devices. A well-designed enrollment and recovery process determines whether security measures remain convenient or become roadblocks. Break glass accounts and bypass policies provide safety nets when primary authentication paths fail. A break glass account is a highly protected emergency account that bypasses normal policies, used only for recovery. For example, if conditional access or MFA misconfiguration locks out administrators, these accounts allow restoration without external intervention. They must be monitored, stored securely, and tested periodically to ensure functionality. Bypass policies should be rare and controlled, preventing everyday use from weakening overall defenses. Having these contingencies proves that resilience is part of security design, not an afterthought. Session controls and continuous access evaluation keep authentication relevant after sign-in. Traditional systems treat authentication as a single event, but modern threats evolve mid-session. Continuous evaluation means revalidating tokens when key conditions change, such as password resets or detected compromise. Session controls can force reauthentication, limit download capabilities, or automatically sign out users who violate policy. This ongoing verification ensures that access remains aligned with current trust levels, not just initial ones. It turns security into an active, living process rather than a one-time gate. Telemetry plays an increasingly important role in identity protection. Entra gathers detailed sign-in logs, risk scores, and usage insights that help administrators detect anomalies. If a user suddenly signs in from 2 countries within minutes, that pattern triggers risk analysis. These insights feed into automated protections like conditional access and inform incident response. Reviewing telemetry also supports compliance reporting and continuous improvement of policies. It is through this visibility that organizations can confirm security effectiveness and adapt to emerging threats in real time. Common pitfalls still threaten even well-designed authentication systems. MFA fatigue occurs when users receive repeated prompts, leading them to approve malicious requests out of habit. Legacy protocols, such as basic authentication, often bypass MFA entirely and should be disabled. Weak recovery processes or excessive bypasses can undo strong security models. Regular audits, user education, and continuous policy refinement help close these gaps. Understanding that human behavior is part of the system is essential. Technology alone cannot fix poor habits or uninformed approvals. Authentication scenarios vary between workforce and partner environments, each demanding tailored approaches. Employees may rely on SSO with company-managed devices, while partners or contractors might use federated credentials or guest accounts. Conditional access can distinguish between these roles, enforcing stricter checks for external users. Passwordless and MFA options can also differ. Partners may use hardware tokens, while staff rely on integrated biometric systems. Designing for diverse user types ensures consistency in security expectations without frustrating legitimate collaboration. The goal is inclusivity without compromising protection. Building a secure and usable authentication strategy means thinking holistically about identity. SSO removes friction, MFA adds assurance, and passwordless access redefines trust. Together, they support the zero-trust model by continuously verifying identity and context while respecting user experience. Each control complements the others. SSO simplifies, MFA strengthens, and passwordless transforms. When these layers work in harmony, they create a seamless, resilient authentication fabric. Organizations that master this balance will find that security no longer slows them down. It enables confident, efficient access for everyone involved.